Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today guys, I'm going to talk about 5 of the most common mistakes that I typically see a lot of newbie crypto traders or investors making. Okay guys? Now guys, before we actually dive into this video, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and want to try the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and try the MEXC crypto exchange. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. I personally love this exchange simply because I am a huge altcoin trader and I love to be able to trade all kinds of different altcoins, okay? And MEXC has over 1,500 different altcoins for people to trade at any given moment, you guys. So if you want to go ahead and try it, give it a try. If not, whatever. All right, guys. So as far as the 5 mistakes go, here they are, okay? So here's the thing, all right? There's not really anything for me to show you in this video. It's going to be more of me talking, kind of talking about these crypto mistakes, types of mistakes to avoid and stuff like that, because realistically, you guys, I'm all about trying to help people. That's what my channel's always been about from day one. And because, when I was a beginner, 5 years ago in the crypto space, I wish I had a good channel that, taught me the super, the super detailed basics of things. So that's kind of why I do this, you guys. So here we go. So the number one mistake that I see a lot of people making is they are literally buying high and they are selling low, okay? You do not want to do this, okay? Do not buy high, do not sell low, okay? And this typically happens among people who have a lot of FOMO because, they start to see prices move up and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to get in. I got to get in this. I have to get into it. And what happens here, you guys, is they end up getting trapped because they end up not buying at the right time and they end up buying at the very, very top of the trend rather than at the bottom of it. And then that's what usually happens, okay? And then what usually happens is then they typically end up selling as it's dropping back to consolidate, okay? For instance, right here would be a good example, all right? So let's say, I would here's what happens with newbies, at the bottom here, it starts to go up, whatever, they might miss it, whatever. And then they start to see it go up the next day and it goes up really high and they start to wonder, they start to buy in, they buy in right here. Here, let me go ahead and mark this. They'll buy in somewhere around like right here or something like that. And they'll think, okay, it's going to keep going up. It's going to go up a lot. It's going to go straight up. And people, that's typically the mindset of most newbie traders. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just typically how it is, okay? It's just how the human brain works. It's just how it works, typically. So realistically, that's usually typically what happens, even though not knowing they just bought, pretty much at the top of things. And then when it starts to decrease, when they see that it starts to decrease down, then they'll go ahead and they'll sell it. And they'll end up actually selling for a loss because they're afraid that it's going to keep going down even further, okay? And therefore, they ended up just losing money, all right? So here's the thing. If you are one of those types of people, you can fix this issue by simply being patient, okay? Because here's the thing. If you would have waited instead of selling right around here, obviously it consolidated for a little bit and it went up a little bit again, okay? And you could have sold for a little bit of profit up here, okay? Same thing would have happened right here. If you ended up buying in right here and waited up here and it obviously started to go down and you sold right around here or something like that, if you would have been patient and held on a little bit longer, you would have been able to catch this next trend going straight upwards. So that's kind of what I'm talking about here, you guys, is you really, really have to make sure that you are not buying the top of a trend, okay? And you can do that through, learning how to, chart as well. You can learn it by, figuring out where you think the price action is going to go. So guys, you don't want to buy high and you don't want to sell low, okay? Instead, it's got to be the opposite. You want to be buying low and selling high, okay? All right, guys, so we'll move on to number 2 now. So number 2 is going to be trading too much too often, okay? Now here's the thing, all right? Trust me, I get it. I've been there before. You make a really, really, really big gain on some position that you got into. You make a really, really big gain and you want to make more. You get that high. I mean, that's literally what happens. Trust me, I know it. I feel it all the time, okay? And trust me, I even sometimes have issues with this as well. And I have to literally clench my teeth to try to get myself out of that mindset, okay? And force myself out of it, all right? Here's the thing. You make a big gain, you want to make more, I get it, all right? But when you do this, you run the risk of making poor entry and exit decisions if you start to move too fast too soon, okay? realistically here, what you want to do, you guys, is instead of doing that, instead of trying to jump right back into another trade right away, I mean, shit, you guys, you just made, let's say you made like 40% or something, 40% gain or something like that, okay? Don't try to get back into something else. God, no. Take a break, okay? Take a break for a full day or something and just be happy about the profits that you just made in your last trade. Then come back with a completely fresh mindset the next day, all right? Seriously, it's all about mindset control here, you guys. You do not want to run the risk of making bad decisions, okay? Because then what happens, you guys, is if you do make a bad decision because you got greedy and because you wanted to get in on something else right away, you are going to end up losing all of the profits that you just made in that previous trade. And then you're going to feel even worse about yourself. And then you're going to start to feel it's just going to be a bad downfall, you guys. You don't want to do that. Just take a break from the computer, walk away, and come back the next day with a fresh mindset, okay? So the next one that I'm going to talk about, number 3, the third mistake that I see people make a lot is they simply have too high of expectations, okay? And what I'm talking about here is when I'm talking about too high of expectations is they think they're going to get into a trade and they think that they're going to make 40% on every single trade that they make, okay? That's simply, that it's not like that all the time. It's realistically not. I mean, look at this, guys. Let's say you got in, right around like the middle of this marker right here, okay? In the middle of this candle going straight up, okay? Let's say you got in there and you think it's going to go all the way up. You think it's going to go up all the way up to 40% or something like that. That's typically not what happens, you guys. Typically if you got in right there, it would have went up 8%, okay? I mean, geez, if it was 40%, it would have gone all the way up to here. And that's just not realistic, as you guys can clearly see. That's not realistic. I mean, sometimes it does happen, but realistically, you guys, 9 times out of 10, when you're trying to trade the market on a regular basis like this, you have to be more, you can't have your expectations too high. You have to be able to accept that it's only going to go up probably within maybe like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 10% on any given day, maybe even more if, volume's a lot higher, or maybe even a little lower, something around there. But overall here, you guys, it's all about mindset control, okay? You want to make sure that you are setting realistic expectations for yourself so that you don't fall into the trap of making poor decisions over and over, okay? So guys, that's number 3. So now we're going to move on to number 4. So the number 4 mistake that I see a lot of people make is simply they don't have a strategy or any goals, okay? You can't just invest into this market blind, okay? I see a lot of people doing that actually, and typically, you guys, there's a lot of people that do that, all right? I see it more often than not. They simply just invest their money in just because their friend said, oh, put your money in here and you'll magically make, $8,000 or something like that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, okay? You have to come in here with a goal, some kind of goal or something like that, okay? Having a strategy or a goal that you're working towards can really, really help you to stay focused and on track with your trading, okay? Without one, if you don't have one, traders can typically lose focus and they'll really start to make bad decisions, you guys. So overall, make sure you're coming in here with a strategy or some type of long-term goal that you can work towards, okay? Whether that's an intraday goal, meaning you want to come out there and you want to make 3% profits every single day, or you've got a monthly goal of I want to make 50% profits this month. These are the types of goals I'm talking about, you guys. You need to have some kind of goal that you're working towards. Okay. All right. So on to the last one. So the number 5 mistake that I see a lot of people making is they fail to diversify their long-term holding positions. Okay. So this one's not for traders. This is more for people who are buying and holding into long-term positions. Here's the thing, you guys. You should be investing in more than 1 to 2 altcoins if you're serious about investing for the long term, okay? Because your 1 to 2 coins that you originally invested in, if you think you're going to come in here and, get rich off of 1 to 2 coins, in a bull market, that's unrealistic. It realistically is, because if your 1 to 2 coins end up only doing 20%, 20% profits in the bull market, then you literally just lost out on an extra 50 to 100% in other coins that ended up doing well. So realistically here, you guys, it is very important to diversify your portfolio. Now, here's the thing. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about buying 30 different altcoins here, okay? I'm thinking about, a good number here is like 5 to 12, okay? That's typically what I like to tell people. I mean, if you can afford it, hey, go 5 to 12 different altcoins, okay? Me, myself, personally, I'm currently gearing up for the next bull run, or for what I think is the next bull run. And me personally, you guys, I have limited myself to 10 different altcoins, okay? So I'm going to be buying and holding. I'm going to be holding on to 10 different altcoins before the next bull market goes upwards, okay? So pick some different altcoins, a good amount, and just hold on to them for the long term if you're a long-term holder, okay? So overall here though, you guys, from time to time, I see people making bad decisions in the crypto market on a regular basis, okay? And a lot of these mistakes, typically, you guys, a lot of these mistakes, they really all have to do with overall mindset control. I mean, literally, it's all in your head, okay? A lot of it has to do with mindset control and being able to control your emotions. So I literally cannot stress this enough as to how important it is to learn more and more on a daily basis and continue to strengthen your overall trading mindset, you guys, simply so that you can come out on top and hopefully be wealthy, within 1 to 5 years of, consistently trading, you guys. I mean, it's really not that hard. You just got to put in the work. You got to learn more, and, you can really get there, you guys. So other than that, you guys, if you have any questions about anything I talked about in this video, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. Like I said, I love helping people. It's just, I love doing it. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, hey, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey, guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section of my future videos.